Happy New Year, everyone. Hi, hope you're doing well wherever you are, right? And happy New Year 2019 and hope you have a great beginning, yeah? Now, let's look at this news today. Now, first up, basically, ended the year, right, with BAKKT officially confirming that, the launch is going to be delayed. It's not going to be on January 24th as promised, in early December, but it's going to be later, but they haven't actually advised when is the actual date, right? But then this is again no surprise. There were already some expectation that built up that saying, so I don't think it will affect the market too much, right? Because it is expected. The reason for the delay is not revealed, but basically what is much understood in the market is basically that because they need approval from the government, right? CFTC specifically. That's why, and because the government is actually in a shutdown mode currently, because the Donald Trump, he basically wants to have funding for the Mexico war, right? So that's why, there's a lot of this, everything is kind of frozen now because he require a lot of funding for the Mexico war. That's why every department is kind of frozen, or the budget is kind of frozen and still thinking what to do next. So that's why it's no surprise that BAKKT will be delayed, but mainly because of regulatory approval. And, we don't know exactly how long it will be delayed. I think a few weeks ago, there was news already expected a delay because of the government, in the shutdown mode now. But that time, they would just say that it will delay just by a few days. But now, we're not really sure. It could be maybe 1 month or so. It really depends, right? But basically, we have to wait for the official announcements in early January. Then only we know. So, but the good news is that, right, in their blog post in Medium, BAKKT CEO Kelly Loeffler, right, actually said that they finished, they completed the first round of funding, which is $182.5 million. And this is great. And it's basically from, the famous partners were including BCG, which is the very prominent, one of the leading management consultancy firm, and, Galaxy Digital, Pantera, basically the research firm focused on cryptocurrency, and of course, Microsoft, right, and among others, yeah. Now, the thing is also this, they also mentioned that in this post that basically they are, continue to be very bullish. And at this time, although the delay, because of delay of the launch is because of government approval, they continue to onboard clients, and, their funding is actually went without a hitch, right? So that's great, right? At least, so that's good. Yeah, so basically they I just want to quickly highlight, quote, "We have worked to build new markets and products many times before. Those of us building BAKKT have earned our stripes by helping advance markets in one's nascent asset classes, from energy to credit derivatives and now Bitcoin. The path to developing new markets is rarely linear. Progress tends to modulate between innovation, dismissal, reinvention, and finally acceptance. Each step, whether part of discovery or adversity, ultimately strengthens the product. 20 years ago, it was controversial to suggest that commodities or bonds could trade electronically on a screen, and many steps were required for that evolution to play out. And remember, what happened was, who was the people who actually changed or revolutionized the trading method in Wall Street is actually none other than the ICE owner, right, who is Jeffrey Pritchard. And so basically the CEO of BAKKT, Kelly Loeffler, is basically his wife, right? So husband and wife team are basically leading this charge, but they have done it before, as in, the leaders have actually revolutionized the trading of normal stocks today that you have, right? Basically, last time it was like really the shout and cry, and just between traders, they literally shout and execute orders like that. But now it's all done by electronic automated method, right? But they're going to also do that change in cryptocurrency is what they're trying to do. Yeah. So lastly, I just want to quote one more paragraph. At BAKKT, we are focused on the work required both near and long term to evolve the applications for digital assets. Market quality, regulation, scale, security, and utility are critical for establishing a strong foundation where innovation can flourish. Our first step is to establish the trust and infrastructure that builds confidence and grows participation at the institutional and merchant level. This work that needs to be done, and we're excited to be part of this effort on a global scale as 2019 begins. So it's really good news. I mean, although it's going to be delayed, but you really need approval. So it's better to do it proper than to rush anything. After all, you cannot be rushed because you need the government approval. But still, regardless of the delay, they have so the news was balanced because they have gone as smoothly as expected. The funding rounds from the partners, prominent partners, right, as without a hitch, so that's great. And they continue to onboard customers as well, so that's great as well. So everything is on path, right, looks like, and they continue to give us update. So it's not like leaving people in the lurch. So that's good, right? From the communication side, they're doing a good job. Now the thing is this, BAKKT is very important, right? Just to remind one more time for maybe people who are new on this YouTube, basically what happened is that they are going to launch a new innovation, which is a one-day physical delivery Bitcoin futures. What that is that basically people can say they can go into contract at saying that they will trade Bitcoin at a future date at a certain price, and at delivery at the future date, right, when the contract expires at a future agreed date, then they have to actually give the Bitcoin, right, in return for fiat money. So that means BAKKT itself will need to have a lot of the physical Bitcoin in their custody to actually make good their promises, right? So that's why it is then very good for the industry and for the Bitcoin itself, right? It's not all paper-backed. It's not just paper-backed securities, paper-backed futures like what we have now, right? But these are actually physical delivery. So that's why this is such a big news. And not only that, it also changed notion, because last time, at one time, a lot of the people were saying, you only need a blockchain. You actually don't need that Bitcoin, to actually make blockchain work. But what BAKKT does now is actually basically throw over, right? It basically overthrow that whole debate on blockchain not Bitcoin, right, argument. So now basically they do value and they do give credibility and legitimacy to say that, right, the Bitcoin itself is actually very important, because that is actually the underlying asset that gives it value. Yeah. Okay, next up, Ripple. Now this one is basically a rumor, because basically what happened was could a partnership between Ripple and JP Morgan materialize in 2019? If it does, then it will be very, very great news for XRP token, right? And it can even push it up to $5 this year. That's the gist of this news. But just want to highlight, this is again pure speculation. And what is the cause of this speculation is because, right, the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse, he actually told people that basically he had a meeting with 15 executives in JP Morgan back in December 2017 to talk about Ripple technology. So there is that expectation still that because so many institutions, including Santander, American Express, and a lot of the banks, right, very large banks in many countries already signed up as partner with Ripple to use their network. So if JP Morgan is the next one to sign up with Ripple, then, right, this will definitely seal Ripple reputation and give them huge credibility. Yeah. So it will be worthwhile to just wait and see this news. Yeah. Okay. Next, Bitcoin is a garbage network, right? Said Fortune 500 software developer. Very strong words, but actually what it was that perhaps he's just trying to create marketing for himself or publicity. But the thing is, the person who said it is actually have a very bad record in developing projects and developing tokens. All the tokens he touched, right, basically, has bad ending, right? Let's just put it that way. So let me just quote quickly. Bryce Weiner, known for being part of a controversial altcoin projects and their subsequent failures, took a pot shot at the world's leading digital currency protocol without elaborating on it. He later admitted he was acting humorous while responding to a personal remark made on him earlier, saying then that Bitcoin is indeed not a garbage network, but it still has a lot of other issues. So he had a tweet on December 30th and said that because the garbage network, it suffered from years of over-engineering and ethical decay. It has neither earned nor deserves the right to be a global reserve currency. The only thing democratic about Bitcoin is that we can fork the source code and do it over again. Yeah, that is quickly a very pro crypto who then quickly replied saying, by Vortex, you are literally one of the top 5 scammers in crypto. Your opinion means literally nothing to anyone in this space. All who listen to you deserve what's coming to them. So here also it went on to say, what is his background, what is his track record. Basically looking at this is not that great, at least based on the track record so far, but he continued to persist and continue to develop new projects and continue to work on projects and advises basically new projects. Weiner, who currently serves as a software architecture to TAO, a blockchain-based solution for the music industry, has been part of a total 6 altcoin projects that are now defunct. His last project, dubbed as Gamerholic Coin, drew hostile reactions from the Bitcoin Talk community, especially after the project's central node stopped accepting connections, causing the coin to fork into 5 to 6 different versions. In a controversial decision, the Gamerholic Coin team switched from the main chain to the new chain with the most extended block output. So that's his reputation. So I think, my take is really he's just out to gain publicity for himself. Yeah. Okay, next up. Crypto critic Elizabeth Warren officially exploring presidential run. Now, this is potentially a bad news if she becomes the president next year. What happens, because she has been known to be, very negative on cryptocurrency, although she did say as well that, quite recently she said, the challenge is how to nurture productive aspects of crypto while protecting consumers. So while basically she is quite outspoken and negative about cryptocurrency, but I think what will happen is that, when a lot of the Wall Street institutions get involved in cryptocurrency and Bitcoins particularly, right, including NASDAQ and BAKKT, then there will also be that blockchain association, right, who will have their members that will lobby Congress and White House to basically issue friendly crypto regulations for sure. So I think she will also, just to make sure, right, that she will be, I think that she'll basically be more welcoming and won't just put regulations as too harsh. I would think just maybe not too soft as well, but I think definitely somewhere in the middle, right? Probably somewhere that is take a middle ground. I think that's where it's going if she becomes president. Yeah. Next, so there's going to be a new exchange next year, early next year, by none other than Uber founder, right? And that's huge. Steve Ehrlich, Uber founder and former CEO of E-Trade, is launching his own cryptocurrency exchange, Voyager, in 2019. So what is so interesting about this, and in such a saturated market, how are they going to differentiate? One is to attract people to the exchange. They are now offering folks who register in the new exchange $25 in free Bitcoin, yeah? And not only that, they're going to give free trading fees. Yeah, so that's their how they're going to attract. But the thing is basically, well, I think what happened is that this is well looked upon because of the people behind it. It's always the leadership behind it. Look at Binance, right, who has Changpeng Zhao, right, such a visionary people. So Voyager will have the Ehrlich, who is the Uber founder, right, and again, the people behind E-Trade, both very innovative companies, taken the world by storm, right, literally. And then now they're going to launch a crypto exchange. So there's basically a lot of expectation on what are they going to bring to the table and how they're going to shake the space further. It's basically that I foresee that this is basically then very good for consumers. Basically it will just give more choices. I think also that they are also targeting institutions and of course retail investors, but I think focus may be more on institutions. Yeah. So I basically foresee all these rich people, setting up, investing their own money into new startups in crypto space. Basically, they foresee this is really long-term, here to stay, right? And they will really want to put a foot in first in these early days. Yeah, that's how I see it. Okay. Now, Binance, of course, they're not resting on their laurels. They continue to have a lot of competition just to, maintain relevance, free marketing, and of course to, make sure that their trading volume in, being at the top still. What they're going to do, the first competition in 2019 is going to be trading and offering attractive prices, 10 iPhone SX Max, right? And also the Binance coins that are up for grabs, yeah. So how much? First place is 10,000 units of Binance, which is about $6 today. So that's great. Second place, 6,000 units of Binance. Third place, 2,000 units. Fourth to 10th place is 8,000 Binance to be split evenly. 11th to 20th place, 7,000 Binance units to be split evenly, right? And if traders are able just to move at least 1,000 units of Binance coin, they will be entered to win one of the 10 iPhones, right? So this is amazing. It will, it's basically starting today. Yeah, cool. Now this is the last news for today, but this is really a mockery, right? Of Wells Fargo, one of the very big financial institutions in the US, right? They basically said, not too long ago, they basically said Bitcoin is too risky for clients, and they, ban their customers from using Wells Fargo credit card to actually buy cryptocurrencies. But what happened? Since 2016, they have been scamming clients by creating fake accounts, right? And they are, proven guilty, and they have paid $2 billion so far in fines to the government, yeah? So what an irony, basically, right? The people who are actually cheating call other people cheat, basically is what it is, right? So let me read this quickly. Wells Fargo, the third largest US bank with $2 trillion in assets, will pay a $575 settlement after admitting that it systematically scammed its own customers for over 15 years. My gosh. Ironically, the fine comes just months after the banking giant dismissed Bitcoin as too risky an investment. My goodness. So since 2002, right, their employees have opened more than 3.5 million sham unauthorized bank and credit card accounts in customers' names. Yeah, the bank then illegally charges clients for various financial services products that they never signed up for, such as life insurance policies and collateral protection insurance on millions of auto loans. My goodness, right? So the $575 million is the latest settlement, but since 2016, they have been already fined $2 billion, but it's still nothing compared to what they are earning, yeah? But the thing is this, in June 2018, they have actually banned their credit card customers from using Wells Fargo credit card to buy cryptocurrency, saying it is too risky and too volatile, right? This is really just, what irony, see what the world is going into. So, literally for people who believe in cryptocurrency, believe in Bitcoin, really you are also you are participating in a big movement to say that, right, that we need an alternative to the current banking system, which is largely corrupt, right? Look at a lot of players like this who are largely corrupt. So we really do need an alternative, right? So that, right, we can one day be free from all these corrupt practices, right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, for watching, and hope you have a great day wherever you are. Have the rest of the day off. Hope you're having a great time before starting off the new year in your work, right? Or in your new business or whatever new ventures you are taking. All the best in the 2019, and God bless. Hope you live with high energy and high passion. Thank you so much for watching.